if not, let's start with the action plans. And I think the first one would be the one that David was talking about. And David, you want to put that in words for us?
Well, my concern was that there would be an advisory group, maybe not attached to this specific plan, but you know, when you at the end of the 23-month contract, you guys are done with it, and we're still here, you know, underserved, and in some areas unserved. So yeah, I think that some sort of official capacity, in an official capacity, some advisory group to the independent living service system delivery would be something that I would like to see in the action plan. You know, establishment of that, or create a niche for it, or something.
Is there any existing group that might serve that purpose at this point? Or would...
That's us. That's all of us that are in this meeting right now.
Okay.
So, okay, so this is Tanner. So, again, David, all the you know, whatever, modification to that particular line item anyways, eliminated was the requirement. And again, I don't disagree with you that, again, you know, yeah, by the end of the grant, you know, then poof, everybody's gone, because, you know, we are still an ILC, and we are still going to be, I'm sure, you know, providing, you know, or I am anyway, you know, like technical assistance, you know, to the other ILCs who are going to be receiving this plan and the materials and stuff, or accessing the resources on the website. So again, the way I'm looking at that, as far as eliminating a requirement to establish, you know, an advisory council, again, also eliminates the requirement to meet on a monthly basis. So, I mean, we still can. I mean, we can. I mean, again, you know, I can still, you know, through the end of this grant and afterwards, you know, again, you know, email out information or questions or whatever, you know, to the group, and even add, you know, people. You know, again, like you're saying, maybe like clinic representatives, or hopefully add, you know, clients for client feedback. So, you know, because again, with the mixture of this group, you know, we have native and non-native and ILC, and, you know, like the crib member, you know, and then the 4, you know, tribal VR directors. So again, we're all developing contacts as we go. I mean, again, I'm just, quite frankly, you know, glad that we're not required to do this last thing. So, you know, I think it's pretty open that, you know, that I'm still, and we all can still access each other after this and during the whole thing. So.
Well, as a goal, I would like for the action plan, strategic plan, all include the establishment of somebody who's gonna, you know, like if you're given a test, you know, we'd want somebody to proctor this test all the time, to review it and decide, you know, whether you go to A, B, C, or D, you know, in your improvement in service delivery to Native people. Something to that effect. I mean, you know, out of sight, out of mind kind of stuff, you know. So I just, I don't know if you guys are getting my drift. Ask me some questions.
If I understand you correctly, David, your concern is that as we implement this plan, we want to know whether it's actually working or not, and we need something in place to gather and that feedback and make changes if necessary in order to make it more effective. If I understand where Tanner and Adam were coming from, seems to me it has more to do with a supposed requirement for monthly meetings.
Yeah, those are two different things. So the elimination of that as something that you have to do has nothing to do with what I'm proposing. They're apples and oranges as far as I'm concerned. So thank you for that.
Tanner or Adam, can you speak to that? I'm not hearing any input on that.
Do you want to say something? I mean, so they can hear you at least. I mean, because you're not really clear either. So.
David, this is Vaughn.
Hey, Vaughn.
Hey, so I'm listening and I'm kind of not understanding what exactly you're asking, actually. So you want to have an advisory council for this grant. And
what, Vaughn?
23 months is going to be over, so you're saying it's not really going to be enough time, maybe, or?
Yeah, I think I didn't explain it really well, Vaughn, and I'll try and say it a different way. After the 23 months are done, I would like this plan to recommend the establishment of some oversight person, group, just to monitor the progress that's being made through the efforts of this grant.
Right.
We need somebody's foot in the door after this grant is done, and I'm asking the grant to consider making that recommendation as part of their goals.
And is there? And I think I was listening earlier. Was there money for this?
Well, if Governor Brown is elected, we could ask him.
So it's a good idea. I mean, we always want to have people to advise and discussions as much as possible.
I think though too, David, that I'm again, just or specifically for the ILCs, again, so once all the ILCs, receive these materials or have access, to the resources and stuff. Obviously the silk is going to, advise or receive updates. In CFILC, you're going to have ILC obviously reporting to, that meeting that, your guys' statewide and whatever, quarterly meetings and stuff. And then again, IL people and stuff are going to still be in contact with me, I'm sure, after, everything is sent out there. So again, instead of formally developing, a group of people for after this grant is ended, again, like I was saying, we can still, identify, if this entire group still, would be willing to, provide feedback or advise or even let us know, everybody know, and report at meetings and stuff, how it's going for their ILC or their center, and then obviously you for tribal directors, VR directors, you guys are going to be able to provide feedback also as far as how well it is or isn't being received in the tribal community. I mean, as you refer, your VR consumers to ILCs or something, you guys are going to be able to give feedback also. And monitor, if you will, basically how it's going.
Tanner,
and you're a silk member, so I mean, you'll be right there, and well, right, okay, until December anyway. But yeah, I mean, but you'll be able to see how it goes. So.
Can I clarify something, Tanner?
Sure.
If I understand what you and David are saying, it almost sounds like the same thing. The only exception being that David would like it to have some sort of official capacity. Do I understand that correctly?
Yes. The mechanisms are there; they're just underutilized.
Okay. How about if I try putting something like that into words, running that by Tanner and Adam and David, and when we get it to the point where we think it's ready, I can send it out to the whole group for comment. Would that work?
And the other VR directors.
Yeah, right. Well, to everybody on the group.
Yeah. Okay. All right. If we've covered that, then what second goal, if any, do we need under action plans? And this is open to anybody. The first one is going to be this group for feedback and input, etc., that we will wordsmith.
So what would we call it, Yale, in shorthand?
Well, the progress monitoring group, does that tell you enough?
Okay.
Okay.
I just wanted to know, so when I look at the stuff, I'll know what I'm looking at.
Okay, I think we'll all understand what that means, I hope. Okay, what else do we need to do under action plans? And we can come back to this later if everybody's got real up on that. And we can move on to materials development or website development or whatever people would prefer to do.
This is Tanner, and I'd like to get basically though some comments or at least a suggestion from some of the I.L. reps that are participating right now. Would it again be helpful, to like review or talk about at least, like the materials development and website development as far as what, is required under the grant?
Tanner, this is Chris, and yeah, when you say materials development, what materials are we talking about?
Okay, so at the in-person meeting, and Joe kind of brought it up a little earlier. So one of the things as far as materials, again, is going to be either revising or updating, a hard copy, manual. You all received, the Leave No One Behind, and then our Accessing Native Americans with Disabilities manual. So again, there are those two, basically outreach tools right now that are already, out there and available. So again, as far as this grant goes, we are going to be updating our manual anyways and adding to it. Materials development too would be again, basically again what we're doing, the development of a strategic plan